In August of 2018, the LCB began the initial stages of rule development regarding cannabis quality control and product requirements. So among these rule changes being considered were whether cannabis products would be tested for pesticides and heavy metals. We went through a long rulemaking process, which we completed in, excuse me just a moment. Which we completed in early 2022. So among the rule changes that took effect were changes that affected the sample collection protocols for cannabis samples. It increased the maximum amount of marijuana or cannabis flower that could be represented by a single I-502 panel of tests. We amended the rules to provide more detail about the testing levels required for I-502 tests. And among these changes, we also began the requirement to test all cannabis products produced and sold in Washington to be tested for pesticides. So that's a brief introduction to the scope of this rulemaking, and I'll turn it over to Justin Nordhorn, our Director of Policy and External Affairs, for a welcome. So go ahead, Justin. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. So good afternoon, everyone. This is kind of a new format and forum for us. So we had a number of folks, as Jeff has indicated, that are on the work group. And we have quite a few people in attendance today, so that's good to see. We have about 52. Most of the folks here will be in the observation mode. And so we're going to have just the work group members be able to introduce themselves and join in that conversation. But the unique component of this particular approach that we're doing is we're trying to take a look at not only, for this work group, it's going to be this particular rule set around the cannabis quality control standards. And it's not, the scope of this conversation is not so far as do people like the rules or not like the rules or like how it was implemented or not implemented. We want to focus on the effectiveness of the rules. Are they meeting the intended goals? And then if there are suggestions moving forward, we want to be future focused and have a constructive conversation on how we can better the system if that's necessary. So we really want to focus on that future state and whether or not these particular rules are working, not necessarily on the implementation. So this session isn't to rehash that particular area. The other thing is we're hoping that if this is successful, we'll be having more of these on rule evaluations. And so that's something that we haven't traditionally done. And what we would like to do is once some of the significant rules such as these are implemented, to come back after 6+ months and take a look at, are they working the way we intended them to work? And should there be any adjustments that need to be made? So we're not just, implementing something, walking away from it, and then, not adjusting as necessary. So really trying to be conscientious about the effectiveness of our rule development. And so that's what this process is hopefully going to demonstrate. And like I said, if it's successful, we hope to move forward with other projects in the same vein. Not every project that we put forward will have this type of level or of evaluation. However, I think with these types of rules, it's important to get that type of feedback. So really appreciate folks who joined the work group. Appreciate everybody who applied to join the work group. We had to limit the spaces, and we have a lot of interest. So I think that's a real positive. And thank you for spending your time with us today. And for those who are listening in, I hope we'll be able to provide some good information for you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Justin. We're just a little bit behind schedule so far, but I think we're fine. Let's move on and begin introductions. So I'll start off. I'm Jeff Kildall, an LCB Cannabis Policy and Rules Coordinator. I joined the LCB in May of 2021, and I have been the rules coordinator assigned to work on the Cannabis Quality Control Rules project from the summer of 2022 onward through the CR 102 and CR 103 stages where we finalized the quality control rules. I'm a lifelong Washington resident, and although I'm new to cannabis and new to the LCB, I've been amazed seeing the progress of the legal cannabis market in Washington as it's developed over the past decade. And I think it's a remarkable accomplishment to have this system in place now. So I'll go on to the next person, and Rebecca Corsino. You can go ahead and unmute and introduce yourself, and if you could too, if you have any ideas about what particularly interests you about the cannabis quality control rules, I'd love to hear your thoughts as an introduction.
Yeah, I'll keep it a little short and sweet. I'm Rebecca. I'm the head of operations over here at Halo in Seattle. We are a processor only. And one of my big questions that I'm seeking to get clarity over is as a processor, I work with a lot of products from the producer and other processors, and I would like to have clarity on testing requirements for B2B sales and for intermediate or byproducts when they're B2B or even to the retailer. Because right now I've gotten multiple interpretations from myself, officers, and partners.
Okay, thank you, Rebecca. It looks like next is Daniel Rosellison.
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you, Danielle.
Fantastic. My name is Danielle Rosellison. I'm this co-founder of a tier 2 producer processor in Bellingham. And I think what interests me most about this work group is that I want to have a conversation about what is working, what is not working, and what the solutions are to those things.
Okay, thank you, Danielle. Let's see, is Megan Hall?
Hi.
Yes, go ahead, Kathy.
Oops. Okay. Hi.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry to interject here. I'm wondering if the committee or the work group members could turn on their cameras so we could see who they are while they're speaking. That would be great. Thanks.
Yes, thank you. So, okay, so next is Megan. Megan from Green Giant.
Hi, sorry, I was.
Oh. Hi, Megan.
A second, I gotta find somewhere quiet. All right, hi, I'm Megan. I'm sorry that I sound like this. I work at Green Grower Labs, which is the quality control lab here in Spokane. My interest in the work group is education, as well as like having education roundabout with producers, farmers. And also I'm interested in how we can work on remediation of pesticides. There is some technology to remove pesticides, and like people are interested in that, and maybe we take a hard look at the science of that. But hi, sorry, again, I'm sick.
Okay, thank you, Megan. And next is Brenda Willett attending. I did not see her sign in. Brenda Willett.
I do not see her on the list.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I don't either. So if she is able to join, that would be great. But I'll move on. So next, Doug Henderson. Doug, are you with us today?
I am. How's it going? I'm Doug Henderson. I'm the CEO at Painted Rooster Cannabis Company out in Yakima. And I'm actually curious, something similar to what the folks over at Green Grower asked about pesticide remediation in the laboratory setting for processors. While we don't do that currently, it is a practice that we had earlier. And it was able to, remove all sorts of things from product. And I think that stretches over into other processing activities throughout the industry. It would be interesting to get some clarity.
Okay, thank you, Doug. Let's see, next is, Tara Barnes. Tara, are you with us today?
Hi, I'm here. My name's actually Tara Eby, recent name change, and I'm the Director of Operations at Landrace Brands, which is a sun grower and concentrate processor based out of the Okanagan Valley. And prior to that, I worked in third-party public safety testing, so it's really interesting to see sort of the marriage of those two concepts in this space. And the thing that I'm really trying to gather out of participating in this work group is what the ultimate effect on consumer safety and public safety has been with the new rule changes and implementations.
Okay, thank you, Tara. Let's see. Okay, is James or Deanna with us today? I'm not sure that I saw them. Oh, Ellie. Oh, that's right, Ellie. Okay, that's right. You have a different email address. Okay, Deanna, are you there, or James? You can go ahead and turn on your mic if you're able to. Okay. Okay, I don't know that James and Deanna are able to connect here. I've turned on your microphone and camera. Okay, I'll move on. Is Michelle Kelso attending here?
Go ahead, Michelle. You should be able to unmute.
Sorry about that. It wasn't letting me unmute.
Okay.
My name is Michelle Kelso. I'm the inventory manager at Peace of Mind Cannabis in Spokane on the South Hill. And one of the things I was just really wanting to be a part of this meeting was to, I guess, have more communication. When the changes happened, there was a lot of confusion surrounding some of those changes and what our responsibility as the retailer was. So I just kind of wanted to get my foot in with the right group of people and maybe have some input or clarity to share for next time big things happen.
On a side note, I was able to unmute myself finally.
Okay. Is that James and Deanna?
Yes, preferably Ellie in the middle of a name change and Deanna.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize because of your email address. So go ahead, Ellie. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name's Ellie Sakura. My fiance, Deanna Faulkner. I'm from Washington State. For the last 8 to 9 years, I've moved up and down the West Coast, been helping with grow ops and quality control in multiple locations. I'm mostly here to see what the results and decisions are on pesticides and CBD testing becoming more of a normality again. Deanna has experience from Alaska, and the Alaskan cannabis industry is very, very small. So we come from 2 different backgrounds.
Okay, thank you, Ellie. I think next we have our Corey Gregerson. Okay, he's okay. I'm just admitting him now. I think he's here. Okay, Corey Gregerson. I think we just lost him again.
It seems like he was having the same issues as I was with his microphone.
Okay. Well, hopefully he will be right back. So,
Hey, Jeff, if I can real quick,
sure.
when you call out the names, if your name is called, please go ahead and raise your hand. We had a little technical issue, so I'm elevating people to presenters, and that way you can unmute yourself.
Okay.
So just to be able to find you easier, if you can raise your hand once your name is called. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Again is Corey Gregerson. Okay, we'll watch to see if he can join. Next, Mercedes Zahler.
I am Mercedes Zoller. I apologize, I'm going to be off camera, but I'm with the Department of Health. I've worked with Washington State for a year now. I'm originally from Minnesota, but I've been in the state for the last 3 years working in youth prevention.
Okay, thank you, Mercedes. Let's see, Jay Burns. Are you here, Jay?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead,
Yeah.
Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay Burns. I'm the lab director for Treeline Analytics. I've been there since the beginning, about 5 years. And I guess I have I guess a lot of things I'm interested in, but I guess let's say one thing just in the interest of time. My main thing would be the sample sizes, the changes in the sample sizes going up to the 50 pounds, and the quality of the QA samples that we're seeing in the lab, and sort of the lack of definition of a representative sample are would be one of my biggest concerns. We'll start with that.
Okay, thank you, Jay. I appreciate you joining us today. And the final participant to call is Amber Wise. Is Amber with us today? Let's see.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes. Hi, everybody. I'm actually going to get ready to walk to my next appointment, so I'll be off camera for the rest of the time, but I'll be listening. I am the science director at Medicine Creek Analytics, which is a testing lab just outside of Tacoma. We're tribally owned by the Puyallup Native American tribe. I've been in the cannabis industry in Washington State for over 6 years now, so I've seen a lot of changes and impacts of those changes. So I do have a short and concise list of things. Maybe if we get to it later in the meeting, I can go over, but essentially just interested in ensuring that data-based decisions get made, science-based decisions get made in Washington State, and hope to move some of that forward in a more standardized way so we can be competitive if and when interstate commerce happens.
Okay, thank you, Amber. Okay, is there any participant who has not had a chance to introduce themselves here?
I didn't call Corey. I think Corey jumped back on.
Corey's back. Okay, there he is. Hi, Corey. You want to go ahead? Can you hear us?
For those who are having any issues with your microphone, there is a bar in the center at the bottom of your screen for unmuting your mic after your mic has been allowed.
Thank you. Corey, could you try your microphone again? Okay, it doesn't look like we're able to connect with Corey. But we'll hopefully we'll be able to get him connected. So, so at this point, we're running a little bit ahead. So at this point, I'd like to spend a few minutes looking at the charter for the work group. I wanted to give this work group the kind of flexibility to be able to have some discussions about these rules. I'll share the charter right now. So the objective of the group is to evaluate the effectiveness of rule changes to WAC sections 314.55.101, 314.55.102, and 314.55.1025 that took effect on April 2nd of 2022. These changes updated cannabis quality sampling and testing standards, and they introduced the new rule requirement to have laboratory pesticide testing for all cannabis products produced and sold in Washington. Another requirement of this section 314.55.102 was that it allows the LCB to conduct testing for heavy metals in a random fashion or as part of an investigation. So we're having this work group that is exploring these issues, and we may go ahead, Justin.
Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. Okay. This work group may provide recommendations to LCB or to the legislature or others about what may be needed in law or rule about this issue. So we will be reviewing and discussing the effectiveness of those rule changes. Those changes took effect on April 2nd. And interestingly enough, the sell down period for cannabis products in retail stores extended through the end of December. So as of January 2023, all the products that are on the shelf in cannabis retail stores must have gone through the new testing standards. So it's just the beginning of having all of the product having gone through this testing. I will be chairing the work group. We've chosen members of the work group from applicants. We had over 30 applications, and we are expecting to have a total of 6 meetings. We're tentatively scheduling the next meeting for the work group for early March, and then approximately every 2 months after that. It may be necessary for us to divide up some work and tasks concerning specific issues and projects, but I will work to provide the groups, if we do have those, with good written direction and specific information for the work. So, like I said, the work group is expected to continue for a year, so that would put the last meeting at the end of 2023. So I will be bringing forward any recommendations or reports to the board or to anyone else who's interested in this, and we will be sharing meeting minutes, including the time and place of the meeting, and the items that we discussed in the meeting. So we will distribute the meetings in advance of the next meeting, and we'll be posting materials on the LCB's website. So I'm looking again. Has Corey been able to connect? Corey Gregerson?
Are you guys hearing me?
Yeah, are you there, Corey?
Hey, guys. Yeah, I just was able to figure out the microphone. Sorry about that.
Oh, great. I'm glad you could connect.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. And I guess, I would just like to share my appreciation for being able to participate in the meeting. And my main issues that I'm kind of trying to look at is how smaller technology software companies might be able to participate in the CCRS system, and help to keep those doors open going forward by paying close attention to all the changes you guys have going forward. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, well, thank you, Corey. So I'd like to ask participants if there's any questions or suggestions about the charter. It's really meant just to be a general guide for the work of this group, and to give us a direction and be looking forward anything that comes out of it that will be useful. So if anyone has any suggestions about the charter, please let me know. So I think we'd like to we've talked about some next steps, and I'd like to ask Justin Nordhorn if he has any additional thoughts on this first meeting of the work group.
No, I think this is, just a general overview, as well as the start of obviously the conversation. I think Ellie had her hand up, and I think we were just missing one other participant. So if you utilized a business name and we couldn't identify your name, if you were selected, I think that was, looking at it, Brenda Willett. You can raise your hand,
Brenda.
But you got, and also Amber has her hand raised to participate with some comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead, Amber.
Hi, yeah, I didn't see a chat function. I was just going to sort of ask about decision-making processes within the group structure, if there will be like consensus or votes, or what might that look like if there might be disagreements on recommendations in the future.
Okay, thank you, Amber. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, so I think the way we're just trying to collect information, and I think later in the process, if there are any recommendations in a general sense, it would probably be looking towards what the group consensus would look like. However, what we hope to do is, as issues arise or concerns are expressed, that we can also provide obviously the regulatory context, and so we can all work together to try to figure out, okay, is there a viable solution to what those concerns are. So this isn't designed to be a full-on type of task force for that. What we're trying to do is just really evaluate the effectiveness of the rules, and that way, to that end, we're trying to collect as much information as we can from this particular work group. So I hope that helps. And Ellie, did you have a question?
Yes, thank you for the clarification.
Nope, you actually answered it beautifully.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, everyone. If there's no other business to consider today, I think we can wrap up a little bit early. I'd really like to thank everyone for their interest in the group, and we'll be working ahead and letting you know the next steps for the work group. So thank you.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes.
Kathy would like to comment.
Oh, Kathy, go ahead. Yes, go ahead, Kathy.
Sure, thanks, Jeff. There was a message from Doug Henderson. He requested that the charter be displayed.
Oh, yeah.
So perhaps that, and then with respect to next steps, can we offer the group what they might be looking forward to in the next meeting? Maybe there's some framework that we can provide about discussion topics, that kind of thing. What we're going to do with the materials from today, or the materials or I should say materials, the feedback we've received from committee members today. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I'll collect and put together any feedback that people have from today. Is it? Do you care to add some more, Kathy?
No, I'm just wondering if folks, I think in some of the other work groups we've done, folks have provided feedback. We've provided notes of the meeting, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
What can people look forward to seeing from this group? Those same things, or?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was asking.
I'll provide the notes from the meeting and minutes, and share the feedback that's shared by the work group. And I'll provide that in advance of the next meeting, which will be in the first week of March.
It looks like Ellie, we have several hands raised, so I think Ellie is next.
Yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
So I did have a question. Someone here mentioned the implementing tech companies and such. In my past experiences, this would really come in handy. I was curious, is there a way that some of us as participants can actually talk to each other to better refine what we want to ask or what we want to present with some of each other if we have the same ideas?
You mean outside or inside the meeting?
Either or. I did a lot of programming myself and had to talk to a lot of tech companies when I was helping with grow ops become more automated so they can work on quality control more.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, I suppose, information that you are gleaning from outside of this particular meeting that you would like to bring forward to present for input, I don't see any issues with that.
Okay, perfect. That answered my question.
Looks like Danielle.
Hi. So a couple of questions, and I apologize if I missed this. Will you be sending everybody's contact information to everyone so that we can talk to each other? And if you weren't planning on it, will you?
Yeah, I don't see why we couldn't.
Perfect. And then my other question is, you know me and my spreadsheets, and I am wondering when a good time is to start presenting that type of stuff, who to present it to, like how we kind of get on this agenda that you're talking about.
Yeah, go, please send it to me, Danielle. Thank you.
Perfect, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
So we do have one other hand up, and I'm not sure if it is Brenda Willett or not. It's from looks like a company name, so I'll bring them forward. But if you are not Brenda, we'll ask you to lower your hand. All right, go ahead and try to come on, Brenda. Must not be Brenda. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And Doug, I'm sorry. I will follow up with you and send you the charter because you weren't able to view it during the session here today.
Thank you. I'll make sure to update the necessary programs.
Okay. Okay. Well, again, does anyone else have any questions or anything to share at this point? Let's see.
Looks like
go
we
ahead.
have.
Yeah, Tara, go ahead.
Hey, thanks.
Tara?
Just real quick.
Tara.
I saw that in the most recent email, you gave us a list of like the next several meetings. And I was wondering if we can expect like brand new invites with new Teams links to be coming through too, or if we needed to. Okay, cool. I'll just keep an eye out for those invites then.
Yeah,
Thank
I'll
you.
support the group by sending out the contact information for those. Yes, thank you.
Great.
It looks like Jay has his hand up.
Oh, sure. Jay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, I just wondered, so, basically we got 2 months till the next meeting. Are we going to be given some tasks between now and the next meeting that we can start working on so that we show up and have something to do? Or are we going to come in cold again?
Yeah.
So I guess that's.
Yeah, I intend to support the group and be sending information. So, unfortunately, this is just the inaugural session to see to bring us together. So, yeah, Jay, I will be following up with materials.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll try Brenda one more time. So I see somebody from White Rabbit, but that's if you're not a work group participant, we're not actually taking comments at this point.
My apologies. Yeah, I just heard the call for anybody that had questions, so I raised my hand. But not Brenda. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you.
Yes, I don't think Brenda is a licensee. So, looking at her information.
Yeah, so what I would offer for the observers, if you have any questions, feel free to send an email over to Jeff and he'll try to tackle those offline. That way, or if you have other feedback. So the meetings are set up and designed for the smaller work group to be able to interact. But so we're not going to do public comment or have the chat open during the course of the meeting. But if you do have those questions, please reach out, send Jeff an email, and hopefully you can see his name in the participant list, and it's jeff.kildall@lcb.wa.gov, and he'll be able to address those questions.
Yeah, please, everyone, please feel free to contact me with anything. So, okay. Is there anyone else with any White Rabbit?
I do not see any other work group members wishing to ask any questions.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate your assistance for helping to field the messages.
No
So,
problem.
yeah, so well, thanks again, everyone, and I'm greatly looking forward to working in this group with you all. I will be sharing the minutes and other materials, as I said, so they will be posted on the LCB's webpage for the for this group. I'll send out links and I'll share the information as we have it. So unless everyone or unless anyone has any other anything else to share today, I can let everyone go a little bit early. So thank you. Happy New Year. And
looks like Ellie has one more comment.
Ellie. Yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
It's not really a question, it's more of a comment. Thank you so much for laying all this groundwork. We know you guys are constantly working on this all the time. So I just wanted to say thank you, and we appreciate this a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Ellie. Thank you. And I appreciate your extra interest in participating. I know we had a member drop out, so I was happy to hear from you and be able to offer that spot to you. So I appreciate it. So I think we can. Looks like we could go a little bit early. So again, you can write to me at jeff.kildall@lcb.wa.gov or just to rules@lcb.wa.gov. So thank you everyone for attending, and I hope to have the format a little more refined the next time we meet. I'm sorry for a few technical glitches here. So it's just not the same doing this virtually as it is in person. So I'll say that. So again, thank you, and I'll be in touch.
Thank you all.
Yeah.